Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great day. So this is a clip from a previously recorded video. This is a much shorter clip of it. But as always, not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research. And I'm invested in closing companies. And if you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. And let's get into the clip. Riot announces August 2023 production and operational updates. They had some wild numbers here. So Bitcoin produced was 333, which was definitely way down from where it was in July, 410. But Bitcoin held did increase here a little bit here to 7,309, which is good. Bitcoin sold, they sold only 300 compared to 400, so that's good as well. And deployed hash rate has stayed the same here. They've been pretty much stuck at that for quite a few months as well. And then power credits. This is just blowing my mind here. They generated 24.2 million in power credits in August compared to only 6 million in July. Demand response credits also went up to 7.4 million from 1.8. We obviously had a very, very hot month in August out in Texas, and obviously the price of energy went way up. So they definitely benefited from that. The only thing that's questionable on this, well, not really questionable, but for me at least, is this does not get reported as revenue. It gets reported as credit on the expense line item. So it's hard to figure out what they should be actually worth, and I'll show you guys what I mean by the numbers here when we look at them. Because if this was actual revenue for them, this would be a huge benefit to them in the bottom line of things, which it still is. But it's just hard to figure out where they should be valued at. Okay, going down here, I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, there's nothing else down here. Okay, so that's the numbers that we do have. Let's take a look at my spreadsheet, and we'll call it a day. Now, we'll take a look at the miners and Bitcoin really quick, see what's going on there. And I'll give you guys some thoughts also on what's happening in the economy a little bit. Okay. Let's see, Riot. So Riot right now has 185 million shares outstanding. Stock price is at $11.24. Market cap is at 2.082 billion right now. Performance-wise, kind of mixes well for them from the last 12 weeks. They're up 6.2%. From 8 weeks ago, they're down 42%. From 4 weeks, they're down 27%. And then last week, they're actually up 6.46%. Current hash rate has been stuck at pretty much 10.7 exahash for a couple months here. Future hash rate right now is supposed to be at 20 based on what they're reported as being what they're buying, but they can get to even more than that. They can get to like 30 exahash if they wanted to, but that hasn't been basically bought yet. So they do have a lot of growth left in them, which is great to see. Bitcoin HODL at 7.3 thousand Bitcoin right now. Pretty good value there. But you can see here that their BTC production has peaked in January of last year, and it has been coming down here ever since then. I mean, it's basically half of what they had in, more than half than what they had in January of last year. So that's not good, but they are getting a lot of credits for the electricity, so that can offset things a lot. Monthly difference from month to month, you can take a look at that. HODL has been also increasing here quite nicely over the last 12 months. They're up approximately, what is that, about 600 Bitcoins being added to their HODL stack here in the last 12 months, from 6.7 to 7.3. And then their BTC per exahash efficiency way down because they have a lot of hash rate, but they curtail the heck out of it. So that's obviously going to have an impact on it as well. Here's what they sold each month. Hash rate, you can see that they've been pretty much stuck at 10.7 for the last 3 months. Prior to that, they were at 10.5 for 3 months. Prior to that, they were pretty much at 9.7 for 3 months. So the growth has definitely kind of stabilized here, and we'll probably get a lot more growth here going into Q3. Well, maybe not Q3, but Q4 and Q1 of next year and Q2 as they work to get to 20 exahash. Revenue also, this is based on Bitcoin being mined here. So they peaked in May with 18.59 million, and that was benefit of transaction fees for Bitcoin. But ever since then, they've been coming down here, which is not good, you know. But they do get the power credits, which, like I said, that makes it tough to value them properly. Hash rate difference month over month, BTC sold value, how much is sold, last 4 quarters revenue. You can take a look at that as well. We talked about that in the quarterly results, as always. And then coming down here to institutions and analysts, that actually increased as well to 346 institutions. Shares is now 77 million from 76 million, so that's good. Well, it's up a little bit here. It's about, what, 70,000 shares. And percentage actually went down here to 38.88, and that's based on probably dilution that happened. And then we have 3 strong buy ratings, 7 buy ratings, 0 holds, 0 underperforms, 0 sells. Price target actually went down on them, $23 from $24. Average actually went up to 19.79 from 17.31, and the low actually went up to $16.5 from $13. So that's kind of good there. The high actually went down a little bit. And we'll take a look at some of the other numbers here. As far as their curtailment for this month, yeah, they curtailed like crazy in August. So in August, I have them operating approximately 13.3 days out of the month. The month had 31 days, so they were basically 2/3, yeah, almost 2/3 of the month shut down, curtailing, which is just wild. But that's how we got to the 9.274 million, which is based on the Bitcoin average price for August, which we have here, based on the 333 Bitcoins that they did mine. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at here. And then here's where I'm trying to figure out how to value them properly with all the power credits that they get, because it does add it to the bottom line at the end. Even though it doesn't get reported as revenue, it gets reported as a expense, but a credit on that. And you can see that down here below if you look at their operations here. So revenues, we have mining, hosting, energy, other revenue, and then total revenue, obviously. And then expenses, we have power curtailment credits here being listed as a negative. So that's basically a credit there. Yep, being as a negative there. Trying to see if there's anything else. Engineering, hosting, casualty. There might be another one here, power curtailments. But that's basically what's happening here. So it's hard to say that they're going to be generating with the 30-some million that they generated here, 31.7 million, based on the two different types of credits they get. That would make them up to be about 40.9 million in revenue. But I just don't know how to do that. So if you guys have any advice on this or any input, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Because right now I think that the way I'm valuing them as it is, with just the Bitcoin mining, I have it at $8.65 to $12.98. I was thinking maybe if I could increase the PE slider for them for the power credits that they get or something, I don't know, or use the actual numbers combined here. Instead of the 9.2 million, I should be using maybe the 40 million. Let me know what you guys think, because that would obviously have a huge impact on it, but we just don't have the data on it for the rest of it. So I have to do some research into that, as well as how much power credits they got for the prior months, at least the last 3 quarters. But based on that, I do think that they are undervalued right now, not fairly valued based on that, because they do get, like I said, a lot of power credits. And then going forward would be the same thing. Is how do you calculate how much would they get for power credits going forward, which that always is up and down. Last year they only got 7.8, or not last year, last month they got 7.8 million in power credits, while this month in August they got 31.7 million. So it's a huge difference between that. So hard to calculate what they would actually get going forward. And that's why it's only at $4.75 to $7.13. So I need to do some work on this, try to figure out how to better value them based on the power credits and the self-mining that they do as well. I may talk to some people that are in the know on this, and maybe they can point me in the right direction with this as well. Okay. But I do believe that they are undervalued based on what they actually have and where they're going. I don't think this is an accurate representation of their actual numbers for them. Okay. And that's based on the 31 million that they had power credits right now. So it's kind of screwing my things up. All right. But let me know what you guys think of Riot, obviously. And then, as always, all of these spreadsheets here are going to be available to my Patreon members. So thank you to everyone there. And I'll also do the screenshots for the YouTube members as well later on this week. I'll get those uploaded as well. You guys will be able to see that in the community posts later on. Okay.